lovelies, welcome back to the channel. So we've got a little recipe for you today. It's the carrot soup that I make. So the first thing that we're going to start off with is some vegetable stock. Now I get this from Aldi. One of the little pots makes 500 ml, so I'll just mix two of those pots with some boiling water all the way up to 1000 ml, and then that goes into my Morphy Richards soup and smoothie maker. The soup maker does have a maximum level of 1000 ml, so obviously once you've put the vegetables in and then you put the stock in, then it is at the maximum capacity. It's the perfect amount if you're batch cooking and you're making some soup to freeze, because it's too much for you to eat on its own. But if you want to kind of make some for lunch the next day, or you want to have a couple of days worth, or maybe you just want to pop it in the freezer so you can get it out whenever you need a quick meal, then it's absolutely perfect. So once your vegetable stock is all mixed up, then it's time to cut up your vegetables, and you can put whatever you want into it really. Obviously carrots is the main ingredient, so I put plenty of carrots in. Today I've got leeks just because they needed to be used up out of the fridge, but I have been known to put cauliflower in there, and sometimes you can just add in like a little bit of onion. So it doesn't really matter what you put in to bulk it out, as long as it's not something that's got a ridiculously strong flavour. I don't peel the carrots, I just cut the ends off because I'm a lazy chef, so I don't bother with that at all. So if you just cut it into slices, make sure that they're not obviously too small, because the soup maker blends the soup for you, so you want to leave it quite chunky, and I do them a good width so that obviously it all sort of cooks at the same sort of time, and the soup, the what's it in the bottom of the soup maker can catch the carrots and blend them basically. So I'll speed this a little bit up and then I'll catch you in a second. So I've put the carrots into the soup maker, and now I'm going to put half of the vegetable stock in with it, just because that will start to soak through then, and I can see how much room I've got in the soup maker for the other vegetables. So if you have a look at that, it's not overly full. So we'll cut up this leek and see how we get on. We may or may not need the other one. It does just depend. So I don't ever stick to a certain amount of ingredients. It's literally just whatever needs to be used up from the fridge. I decided at this point that I was going to put a little bit of red cabbage in it, because I remembered that I had that in the fridge and that also needed using. So I've just put a little bit of that in as well, and I think that's where the end result got a bit of its colour from, to be fair. So I just put a little bit of that in, not too much, because I didn't need the whole of the other leek. So then I'll put the rest of the vegetable stock in and I'll show you how it's looking. So you can see there, I mean, it's not the most attractive thing in the world, let's be honest, but at the end of the day, it tastes amazing when it's done. Then it's time to take curry powder. So I used mild for this one because I didn't know if the kids were going to want any of it. I only put about a teaspoon in there, so it was a good teaspoon. I was going to put some chipotle chili flakes in there as well, so you can put chili flakes in if you want to, and it would make it a little bit more spicy. This is a very, very mild version of it. And then obviously it's seasoned with salt and pepper. You can see me doing that in the top of the video just there. So I didn't put too much in, just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of taste, and mix it all round. Okay, so now it's time to put the lid on, and we can switch the soup maker on. Hi! So we'll switch the soup maker on, and then we want to set into the smooth mode. So you have to press the mode button and the light flashes. Once it's on smooth, you can you can press on and it will set the timer, and then you just leave it. Here it is, 10 minutes to go. I was pretty hungry, so I was clock watching, guys. 2 minutes to go. 1 minute to go. Oh yes. Okay, and now our lovely soup is ready. It's really, really hot when you open the lid, so you've got to be super careful that you don't burn yourself on the steam. And if you can see just there, it does look a little bit watery, but once you get mixing it around, it's quite a nice thick consistency. I'll see if I can show you. Well, I didn't want to get any of it on the kitchen side here, so I just held this over a bowl whilst I moved it to the sink. Okie dokie, let's have a look. That is absolutely delicious. That was so easy to make, and it's literally just one of those go-to things. It's super free, speedy food, so it's fantastic if you're trying to get a good weight loss this week. It's definitely one of my go-tos if I'm really kind of wanting to lose a really good amount that week. And because I've been a little bit complacent in the last week, I thought, you know what, it's time to start making some soups. So I've got this huge pot which I'll put it in, I'll leave it to cool, and then I'll pop it into the fridge, and I'll probably have that for dinner the next day maybe, or for lunch. Again, it's just a really quick thing that you can have. I actually shared this with my 2-year-old and he ate a fair amount of it, to be honest with you, so it was a pretty good turnout. One thing that I did also do, I decided once my bowl of soup had cooled down a little bit, was I went to the fridge and took out some fat-free Greek style natural yogurt, and if you mix a little bit of that in with it, then it just makes it a little bit creamy. So if you do want it a little bit more creamy, then you can do that, but like I say, it was a pretty good consistency anyway. And here you can see me just can't wait to eat it. It's absolutely roasting hot, and I think I burnt my tongue as well. Here we go with the yogurt. Just pop that in. I think I did put it in whilst it was still a little bit too hot, to be honest with you guys, because if you do that, then it will curdle slightly, so it went a little bit bitty. And I just put a little bit of mint in it. Now I know that's controversial and you could add other flavours, so it would be nice with a little bit of coriander, but I only put a tiny little bit in and it just gave it a little bit of something else, so it tasted really lovely. Let me show you what it looks like. Delicious. Yay! That's amazing.